Hi, I'm Jen from JenThereDoneThat, and this is my 9-year update of living in Puerto Rico. Throughout this video, there is some sun flare. The sun was actually hitting my camera, not my face, and I didn't realize it the entire time. This is one of the downfalls of using a tripod instead of a cameraman. So thank you for your patience and bearing with me for not the best lighting during this video. Hi, I'm Jen from JenThereDoneThat, and this is my 9-year update of living in Puerto Rico. I can't believe it's been 9 years. This journey started actually more than a decade ago when I was looking for a big change in my life. And Puerto Rico was the perfect opportunity. I could take my remote job with me. I had the same phone number. It's United States dollar currency, no foreign exchange on currencies, no visa requirements. It's just like moving to another state. So I thought, it's not, but it's been an adventure. It's been an amazing adventure. I was able to bring my job with me. A lot of people have asked what I do for a living, and what I started with and what I'm doing now are a little bit different. But I did have a remote project management job. I've been in banking and financial services for a few decades now, and that was an easy job for me to transition and work remote. I did that for the first couple years, and then Hurricane Maria came along. And that was life-changing, to say the least. Hurricane Maria really impacted my life in so many ways now that I look back. Afterwards, when we went to the grocery store, there was very little food in the grocery store. There was no fresh produce. Puerto Rico imports, reportedly upwards of 90% of our food is imported. And so after Hurricane Maria, I kind of had an aha moment of, we need to grow our own food. And so I continued with my remote work, and in parallel, I have actually been a commercial farmer for the last 6 years. That's kind of the big non-secret that I don't share on this channel very much. I am a commercial farmer. I still do consulting. I still do project management work remote. But that is, kind of part-time, short-term consulting and contracts. I'm now a full-time farmer. That's been a crazy adventure. A lot of people ask about where's the best place to live, and you'll know if you've followed me for any length of time, I have moved all over the island. I've lived in Palmas del Mar, Humacao. I actually had a residence there for 8 years. The first 8 years of my 9 in Puerto Rico, I've had a residence in Palmas del Mar. 5 years ago, I also got a residence in Cabo Rojo. So many of you remember of my moving to Cabo Rojo video and just comparing the cost of living between Palmas del Mar and Cabo Rojo and sharing those. I've also lived in Las Piedras, and now I live in Ceiba. People ask what's the best area of the island, and now that I've lived coast to coast, I can say that the best area of the island is the best one for you. It meets your needs. And I love the west side of the island. They have amazing beaches. It's wonderful, gorgeous. It was more difficult for me to make friends in Cabo Rojo than it was on the east side of the island. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. Cabo Rojo is really a tourist area. A lot of my neighbors live in San Juan and weekend in Cabo Rojo. It's actually a very popular place for Puerto Ricans on the island to have their home away from home. So a lot of people have second homes. in Cabo Rojo. Very few of my neighbors actually lived there full time. I didn't even technically live there full time, even though it was my primary residence. I still was in Palmas a couple weekends a month. And so Cabo Rojo just kind of feels like that. It feels more like a touristy town, but it's a small town. I can't explain it. I still love it. I think Cabo Rojo is a great area of the island. And so many of my friends say, oh, I go there for a long weekend or a vacation. And it gets crazy in the holidays. And that was one of the things that I was not as excited about. I liked it when it was quiet on a Tuesday or Wednesday. I could go to Playa Buye and have the beach all to myself. And some of the best beaches on the island, all to myself. Not on a holiday or a weekend. So I adapted to be in Cabo Rojo, but I still love it. I moved again. So many people have asked about buying homes here on the island. And so this has actually worked out for me twice now, where when I go visit a friend or I see their home or somebody invites me over and they've got a great house, a great neighborhood, I will say, hey, this is a great house. This is a great neighborhood. If you ever think about selling, call me. Or if one of your neighbors thinks about selling and you would like me as your neighbor, call me. It's worked out twice now. So I find that that's been a really good way to find homes. As far as all of my rentals, those have all been through, not all, most have been through realtors. Finding a good rental, I find that realtors are a good way to find those. I've had a couple that worked out, friend of a friend, got me into a rental or, a lease on someplace. But, make sure that you are exploring different parts of the island. Before I moved to any part of the island, I would spend time there and make sure, okay, I like this enough, I'm going to move here. And so I've lived east side, west side, up and down. And now I'm a commercial farmer. We had the opportunity to buy a friend's farm. And it was a little bit of a vegetable farm, which is what we are. We're vegetable farmers. And a lot of it is horse pasture. So we visited the farm. I absolutely loved it. And I made my typical offer of, hey, if you ever decide to sell or any of your neighbors want to sell, call me. And they called me and said, we're thinking about leaving the island. We've got reasons. Come on over and let's talk. And so it's worked out. Like I said, it's worked out twice for me now. And I moved to Ceiba in July of last year, and we're slowly converting horse pasture to more vegetable gardens and growing fruits and vegetables here. That's been an adventure. People always want to know about how we handle the power situation. And yes, power is constantly going out. We have numerous challenges with utilities, not just the power, but my cellular phones weren't working a couple days ago for a few hours. Power's out regularly. We occasionally lose water. Those are some of the things of living on an island. The way we deal with that is I am hugely prepared for power outages, and I have backup generators. I have solar. I have backup for the solar. I have batteries on the solar, and I have water reserves. I prep constantly. It's not just for hurricane preparation. It's for there's a fire at the power plant and the power plant goes down for 3 days, or a tree falls and you lose power at your house. It definitely happens. That's just one of the ongoing challenges we have living on the island. Some of the other challenges are the language barrier. I lived here for 9 years and I still struggle. Habla español un poquito. And I practice every day. My friends are telling me that my accent's getting better, my vocabulary is getting stronger, but I still struggle. People speak too fast for me. So my friends, when they're speaking Spanish, will slow down and pronunciate a little bit better. That helps. Sometimes I don't have the vocabulary. I don't know what they're saying. I'm still working on that. I still pronounce things badly. There are certain words that I just can't get my mouth to wrap around, and I pronounce them so badly. It's comical. I know why people laugh with me, but I'm trying and it is improving. Another challenge that I've talked to at length is healthcare. Healthcare everywhere is difficult, but here you're dealing with a little bit of a language barrier, and health insurance is different. Even going to, staying in the emergency room, I have a whole blog post on this, but the things you don't know before you go to the emergency room is bring a jacket. It's going to be cold. Bring blankets. You may not get a bed for a while. I think after so many years, everyone has the story of going to Centro Medico Hospital on the island because it's the only level 1 trauma center on the island. It is the only for many things. And if you go to one of the smaller doctors or a smaller emergency room and they say, we don't know, this is not our area of expertise, we can't help you, go to Centro Medico, almost always you're going to end up at Centro Medico. It's an excellent hospital, but it's short, it's understaffed, it's underfunded, and there's too many patients for the hospital. So you're going to stay there and wait for a long time. Emergency room visits are not fun, and I hope no one needs to use them, but it's good to know that we do have a good level 1 trauma center. We do have a good hospital. We have a number of good hospitals, actually. And I had an extremely positive hospital stay when I had surgery 4 years ago. So watch my video on that if you have any questions about what it's like to have surgery and 3 days in the hospital. It was a really positive experience, all things considered. Some of the other ongoing challenges are the laws and the customs, just compliance. If you're running your own business, the compliance dealing with hacienda and trabajo, it is another language. It's become more and more apparent to me the longer I live on the island. This is not like living in another state. It really does feel more like a separate country. And for years, when I first moved here, I kept thinking, no, it's just like moving to another state. It's not. Land purchases, buying homes here is different than in the States. The process is different. The crim, and I don't have an address. I have a Castro number. I have ways to identify my property, but I don't actually have a mailing address. And there are a few places I've lived here in Puerto Rico where I don't have a mailing address. I don't actually receive mail at my home. So I've had a mailbox in Palmas del Mar for 9 years because It's the most consistent, reliable way for me to get mail and packages. And it sounds crazy, but I guess, for a lot of small town people, that's normal. I'm a big city girl, and that's been one of the adjustments for me. Some of the other adjustments are setting up a business, and that process is different from municipality to municipality. And I can say I've had businesses registered in San Juan, Humacao, Guanica, Cabo Rojo, and now Ceiba, and they're all a different process. That is just one of the challenges that some municipalities are a nightmare. And I vowed I will never start or move another business to that municipality again, because it's just such an utter disaster. And then places like Cabo Rojo, they were amazing to deal with. And going in person and talking to them, and them saying, oh yeah, we're happy to help you. How can we help you? And municipality to municipality varies. How they treat you, their requirements, the fee structure, everything. So that's one of the things to consider when you're trying to decide where to move. It's not just if you're a small business owner, it's everything of how you interact with your municipality. My current municipality here in Ceiba, they are so good at communication. Actually, Cabo Rojo was very good at this too. They let us know when there's a scheduled power outage, then when there's a festival, something going on. They're very good at communicating that, and you really feel engaged, and you can be as much of the community as you want. And I feel like I am a part of our community here, and I do love that. I try to do that wherever I live on the island. I try to be part of that community. Another challenge throughout the Caribbean are the stray dogs and cats. And that is a challenge here in Puerto Rico. It's a challenge throughout the Caribbean. And I have 7 cats. I love critters. I love animals. I did not expect to have 7 cats. So that was one of the big changes over the last 9 years living in Puerto Rico. I know a lot of people that have way too many cats or dogs or both. And now I have 7 cats. I have 10 ducks, 6 chickens, and 4 sheep. And I'm adding more animals on a pretty regular basis. So there will be animals on my channel. I will share my animals with you because they're cute and adorable, and they're part of my lifestyle now. I'm still going to be scuba diving. My last 2 videos were scuba diving, and I'm still hiking and exploring. I love this island. I've lived here for 9 years. I still haven't seen everything. I have a laundry list of more places and activities I need to go and do and visit and see. There's so many more things on this island that I either haven't had a chance to do, or I want to do again, or now that I know, I'm going to do something different. And there's a lot of festivals. There's just so many activities, and I want to share them with you. So many people ask me for my advice on moving here, and I will reiterate it. Do not move here without a job. Finding a job here, or getting that small business, or getting your business set up, is going to take time. Either you already have a job, you've already got contracts, you already know what you're going to be doing. Move here with a job. And if you are moving a business here, make sure you already have your clients. You're not seeing a market opportunity in Puerto Rico and deciding, I'm going to start my business there without knowing anything about the island, the customs, the challenges. just, maybe I'm playing it safe. I mean, I did move to Puerto Rico. I didn't know anybody. I had no friends. I had no family. And I moved here. So I guess I'm not the best person to give advice on play it safe. So what are your questions for me? What do you want to know about living in Puerto Rico for 9 years? Many of you have asked questions about the power outages, how I deal with the power outages. I have backup generators, and I've just gotten really good at managing that power consumption. Many of you have asked me about my job, what it is that I do. And now that I'm a farmer and still doing part-time project management, I work for myself. I don't work for a local company. I work for me. What's next for this channel? I'm not going to turn it into a farming lifestyle. I love nature. I love getting out there. My last 2 videos were scuba diving. I'm still an avid scuba diver. I love food. I'll still continue to share my food and where we go, and meeting local chefs, exploring the island, finding great restaurants, finding good activities. I love the history, the architecture of this island. I'm still going to continue to explore. And frankly, I've lived here for 9 years. I still haven't seen everything. There's still more on my wish list, my to-do list, my must-see list that I will share with you as we go and we explore and see more. I'm not sure what else to share. So many of you have asked me about backup generators and what really day-to-day island life is like. And I think it just varies of what you do, where you live. Somebody who lives in San Juan has a very different experience than I do in Ceiba or in Cabo Rojo or in Palmas del Mar. So I'll try to share more of the day-to-day without turning this into just a farm channel. But that is a big part of my life now. I love animals, and I did not expect to have so many. Let's go meet some animals. This is Tom. He's one of my 7 cats, and he actually came with the house. So Tom is quite old and very snuggly. And I think I woke him up from a nap, probably. But everybody has a job, and Tom's job is to help protect the chickens and the ducks. Mostly from predators. We do have hawks, and we've had 1 boa constrictor snake on the property that I've found. And then, of course, we have iguanas everywhere because Puerto Rico. Say hi, Tom. He's great at chasing away the iguanas. Hi, Tina. Tina. Oh. This is Tina, one of my 6 chickens. She's one of the little ones. You're a good girl. Say hi, Tina. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos from Jen There, Done That, living in Puerto Rico. Yeah. Okay, ready for your close-up? Hi. Yeah, all right. Sit you down.